Hey guys, welcome back to my channel one more time. My name is Preet and you're watching Info at a Glance, your very own immigration ease, where you watch videos and you become boss of your own immigration. And today I am back with another video. This is going to be another sensation in my immigration series, wherein we will be talking about a very critical topic which people usually think of when they think of immigration, and that topic is hiring an immigration consultant or an agent. Is it really required for you to hire an immigration consultant or an agent? We are going to discuss that today. And so before I start, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then please consider doing so, and do press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration. Now, the important thing to consider over here is that why do we need to hire an agent or a consultant? Number one, we want to make our process easy, and we want to make sure that he is the one taking all the pain and he is completing all the documentation which is required, or probably we think that he or she may understand the process better than anybody else, and we don't want to make any mistakes. But the reality over here can be a slight tricky or different when it comes to immigration. Why? Because the process which we are discussing is absolutely simple, it's absolutely easy, and it's absolutely in your control when it comes to submit your profile or when it comes to give documentation to you. Now, important thing over here is to understand that an agent or a consultant, especially an agent or a consultant who is not certified or does not have a license from ICCRC, is good for nothing for you when it comes to file your application. Why? Because when you submit an application via any of the agent like this who does not have a license, that is considered a ghost file or represented by a ghost agent, and that makes no difference to your file. Even if you hire somebody who's licensed from ICCRC and has all the legal rights to submit your documentation, then also it depends on your profile, and then also it depends on how legit and genuine the documentation is. Now over here, they do not make any difference to your documentation because they cannot help you by creating any such additional documentation which you might need for immigration purposes. They can only ask for documentation which you already have ready. Now that documentation can be a financial proof, that documentation can be your academic background or your experience background or anything related to that matter. Or when we talk about spouse open work permit, then it's totally about your relationship experience and everything. Now over here, they do not make any difference when it comes to filing your case because you are the one who gonna provide them with all the important things. And it is important for you to actually consider whether you actually need one or not. I understand the process can be a little tiring, but yes, it is worth if you submit your own profile. It is absolutely worth if you go ahead and proceed with your own documentation, if you go ahead and proceed with your own visa filing versus relying on any third party who may end up giving a critical risk to your passport. So today we will be discussing 5 points over here that why actually you do not need an immigration consultant or an agent when it comes to submit your application for Canada immigration, be it any category for that matter. So the number one in my list is actually you don't need one. Why? Because the process which we are discussing, the documentation which we are discussing, or the timeline which we are going to talk about for immigration purposes, every single piece of information is easily available for you on the IRCC website, wherein how you want to proceed with your filing, what sort of documentation is required, what is the checklist, and what is the format which you need for your documents which you have to submit for your visa purpose. Now over here, you do not require to rely on any third party. You do not require to rely on any agent or a consultant who can help you create your documents, because it's everything over here which we are discussing is in your control. Now, it is necessary, it is important for us to be absolutely genuine, absolutely concrete with our information when we are submitting it, and we understand what documentation is actually required from the IRCC. Because there are certain documents for which you may require an alternate, and that information is also available on the website. So the number one in my list is actually you do not require an agent or a consultant when it comes to submit your file, and especially when they are not licensed, you don't want to ruin your profile. You actually want to stay away from them. Number two in my list is definitely the financial matter, because you save a lot of money when you avoid these agents or consultants who are actually not giving you any benefit, but yes, definitely they are taking a lot of money from you when it comes to their contract. Now, primarily what I've seen is whenever we talk about any kind of immigration process, there is a contract given by an agency or an agent. Usually these contracts are for 1 year, and after every year you are bound to renew your contract and pay the money again. And this money can range between 50,000 to 5 lakh rupees. That totally depends on the agency or the agent or a consultant you're hiring. Now over here, the amount of money which you're actually investing in the process, which you can actually take care of, why not save that money? Now over here, it is important to understand that there are certain agents, there are few agents or there are few consultants who actually give you segments. As in, for an example, if you have enrolled with their contract for express entry and you think that you're not getting a chance in express entry, they might come up and offer you, you know what, pay us 50,000, 60,000 or 1 lakh rupee more and we will try for the PNP. And here we need to understand that for PNP or for any subcategory for that matter, sitting agent or a consultant who's sitting over here or anywhere for that matter, it's important to understand that they cannot do anything about it, be it PNP or be it any kind of an approval rate, and especially when you have a guarantee coming from an agent or a consultant that you pay us this X amount and 100% you will get your visa, you definitely want to stay away from them, because over here you're talking about your lifetime savings and money which you can easily save if you do not fall for any such trap. Now, number 3 in my list is limited knowledge. There's no guarantee that the agent or a consultant you're hiring knows each and everything about the immigration, or they know each and every minor details which you might want to know, which might can help you with your profile when it comes to immigration. Now, for an example, I happen to know a person who was interested in going to Canada. That was 4 years back, and today when I ask him what is his NOC, he has no idea about it, because he ended up spending 4 lakh rupees to an agent and he got no result out of it. And trust me, so far he does not even know whether his file has been submitted for express entry or not, because he has no idea about his NOC. He has never given IELTS. All he knows is that somebody is trying to file an application for him in SINP. Now, how is that related to immigration? How is that related to a genuine agent? How is that related to a genuine consultant? That's totally in the air. Over here, you want to make sure that you are performing your own research and you are performing all the required investigation for you according to your profile, and you understand what are the best possibilities for you, because here an agent or a consultant might not know all, or they might not tell you all which you actually need to know, which can actually make your process a lot more easier. Number 4 in my list is your profile could be at risk. Now, when I talk about an agent or a consultant who's not licensed, or when I talk about an agent or a consultant who is not expert in submitting your application, your file can actually be at risk. You don't know whether the documentation they are submitting in your profile is accurate or not. You do not know whether they actually understand the process and the criticality of adding the required documents or not, and you can actually face some serious consequences when you submit your profile incorrectly, or if your visa gets refused, or you are asked for additional documentation which does not even make sense because that is not even required. It is necessary for an agent or a consultant to know each and every detail when they are filing your visa, and if they do not know about it, or if you find they are skeptical or they are unsure about it, or the information or the process which they are talking about is not something which is legit or genuine, why? Because that does not match the IRCC website document list or the visa filing category, you actually want to stay away from that, because your profile or your passport could actually be at risk. Over here we are talking about some critical mistakes, can be a data entry mistake while entering any sort of information in your profile, or we are also talking about certain documentation can be a mismatch of documentation, or can be not uploading the complete documentation as per the IRCC guidelines which are required for you to attain your visa. Over here, if your passport gets spoiled, if your passport gets ruined, if your passport gets restricted for any reason, it's going to be you who will be suffering for a real long time. And last but not the least, number 5 in my list is a credential access. I mean, that is technically illegal basis IRCC guidelines. Why? Because they are not supposed to keep the credentials for themselves, and they have to give it to you so that you can access your profile, but that does not happen all the time. I have seen people who say that their immigration is in process, but when I ask for their UCI or when I ask for their credentials, whether they can check the status on their immigration portal, they do not have it. Why? Because as per the immigration agent or a consultant, it is illegal, or it is out of their contract guidelines to provide the username and password to an applicant so that they can check their own status of the visa filing process. Now, we need to understand that anyone who is following this practice is actually performing an illegal task, and definitely if they are licensed, you can even complain for them. But if you are in touch with a ghost agent or a consultant who does not even have a license, you are actually at a very big risk. Now, over here, evaluating all these 5 points, you need to understand that the process which I am discussing for any kind of a visa category for Canada, it's super simple, super easy, super smooth, and it's absolutely and completely in your favor and your control if you take a lead on your profile and you submit your application on your own without relying on any third party. Because over here, if you follow this, If you follow the videos which I have made so far on any of the immigration process, or even if you follow the IRCC website, you will understand how the process is and how simple it is. And the best part is, you will not be doing any kind of a data entry mistake, you will not be doing any kind of a documentation filing mistake. And you will know you are 100% firm with the information which you have keyed in, and you will have the complete confidence on your application. So do consider my advice whenever you are thinking about immigration, or whenever you are thinking about applying for any visa category. Just perform your own research and just go through the IRCC website on the visa category you're interested in, and follow the process mentioned, because that will definitely give you a good fruitful result, provided you follow each and every guidelines very seriously. So that's all for today. If you like the video, then don't forget to press the like button, and do consider subscribing to my channel and press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration. And if you want me to assess your profile, or if you want to connect with me, you can definitely get in touch with me on my Instagram handle. The barcode is on your screen. It's info@aglance21. I will be more than happy to connect with you and revert back basis my work availability, and I'll see you next week with another amazing immigration update. Until then, bye bye.